Fairytale author Hiro Mashima reveals at New York Comic Con he created the story because he had no friends. This man was so lonely and had no one to talk with that he created a manga about a fantasy of people making friends and feeling like they're a part of a community. Not gonna lie, this revelation, this origin story to Fairytale is a little bit of it's gut-wrenching. It kind of like, it feels like it's hitting me in the face, because it's like, if there is one thing I can give Fairytale, and there's multiple things I can give it, but if there is one thing I can definitely say about Fairytale, is that Fairytale does give off that very positive, like, vibe, that energy. It feels like the characters are very positive. They're friendly, they're family, friends, you get the point. And if that really was what inspired Hiro Mashima to create Fairytale, why it came to be and why it ended like it did, I will say that he definitely accomplished his goal. And I will say that does make me view the ending of Fairytale a little bit differently. Obviously, I still think it should have personally ended differently, but I can give credit where credit is due. If that was legitimately his vision the entire time when he started chapter 1 to the end of Fairytale, then he definitely did what he wanted to do. He created an environment where people felt like they were friends and family and a very positive community. And that is definitely something I give Fairytale. It does. And obviously, that is one reason why people got annoyed with Fairytale, was because it was just almost always positive no matter what. And it can be inspiring to a degree, but like, there was a lot of situations that led to where the characters shouldn't be, but they were. But I'm not getting at that. The point I'm getting at is that Hiro Mashima revealed his origin story of what made him write Fairytale. This is an interview that he did at New York Comic Con. There's a few articles that discuss this in length, and I'm going to go over them and, read this out for you guys. But for now, I do want to talk about just, like, Hiro Mashima as an individual before I go any further. I have not necessarily tried to, like, hide it. I've been very public about my overall thoughts and opinions of Fairytale over the years. I have straight up said I did not like Fairytale's ending. There's a lot of moments of Fairytale I just legitimately do not like. And yes, this revelation of why Fairytale was created and the emotions behind it, it definitely makes me look at things a lot differently. But it doesn't change the fact that even if I want to add those to the process of thinking about the series, it doesn't disregard how the story did have a lot of ups and downs, okay? It doesn't discredit the critique of Fairytale as a story with this revelation. But like I said, I can view it in a very different way now and just see that Hiro Mashima really is a unique author. A very unique author. And I've talked about in the past that there's only one individual that, I think Oda can be compared with, and that is Hiro Mashima. Now, before I get put on a cross and crucified for what I just said, I'm not talking necessarily writing quality, I'm just talking about consistency. That Oda is a legitimate monster. He's been writing One Piece for like over 2 decades at this point, with basically no breaks. Insane. Especially as someone that has seen countless series and weekly Shonen Jump come and go, and the author's health just dwindle, and they disintegrate, basically. It's happened to almost every single author in the magazine. To name a few, Gegi, to obviously Horikoshi, Tabata, and even Togashi. That's just a few to name. And all I'm saying is that Hiro Mashima is someone that's always working on multiple projects. He's always going out of his way to work on so many different things. Multiple different illustrations, working with the anime staff, working on multiple manga at the same time, sometimes releasing double chapters consistently. He is a workaholic and absolutely an anomaly. Like, if there is anyone, like I said, that I can compare Oda to in terms of work ethic and inspiration to inspire someone, I would definitely say Hiro Mashima is that. I will give credit where credit is due. He is a legitimately very, very gifted author, and as I've said in the past, regardless of how you feel about Fairytale, Eden Zero, etc., etc., he has 3 successful stories under his belt. Rave Master, Fairytale, and Eden Zero. That is not something the average mangaka can do. It's not. Most mangaka fell at the first series. Like, they can't even write one story. But the fact that this man has done multiple successful series with different names on them says enough that he is very successful. And nothing will ever take that away from the man. Anyways, enough with the Hiro Mashima glazing, let's get into this actual interview. So, let's read this from here. Okay, so Fairy Tail manga creator Hiro Mashima opened up about the creation of the series during a Q&A session at this year's New York Comic-Con. Responding to a fan's question about whether Fairy Tail's themes of friendship drew from his life, Mashima admitted, and this is a quote from him, "To tell you the truth, I wrote the story because I had no friends. My loneliness is what you're seeing in Fairy Tail." That's heart-wrenching, man. Gut-wrenching. That's crazy. That's really crazy. Quite a thing to admit. This revelation struck a chord with fans, many of whom credited the series with helping them navigate their own struggles. One attendee shared, "Fairy Tail helped me get through a lot of my struggles in high school and helped me connect with my friends on a deeper level." And I think that this is a very emotional moment here, hearing like a fan say this, because this could be said for a lot of different stories of like how like Oda has affected people with One Piece, or how Horikoshi has affected people in My Hero Academia. You get the point. I think that this is showcasing the weight that authors have, that when they write a story, they're not just writing a story for themselves, but they're also writing stories for others that affect them on a very emotional level. And I know this has to feel very inspiring to hear from a fan. Mashima also reflected on his surprise at the show's worldwide popularity. When I was first invited to New York Comic-Con, I didn't believe there was a worldwide audience. I was immediately surprised by the warmth of the fan base at New York Comic-Con. He shared, expressing his gratitude to Fairy Tail's international community. Hiro Mashima launched Fairy Tail manga in Kodansha's Weekly Shonen magazine from August 2006 to July 2017, with the individual chapters collected and published into 63 volumes. The manga has been adapted into an anime series by A1 Pictures, Dentsu Inc., and Satellite Bridge and Cloverworks, which was broadcasted from October 2009 to March 2013. A second series was broadcasted from April 2014 to 2016. A third and final series was aired from October 2018 to 2019 of September. The series has also inspired numerous spin-off manga, including a prequel by Mashima, Fairy Tail Zero, and a sequel storyboarded by him titled Fairy Tail 100-Year Quest. Additionally, A1 Pictures has developed 9 original video adaptations and 2 animated feature films. Once again, this goes to just how much of a monster this man is. He's always working on projects. It's legitimately insane. But the Anime News Network, interview actually has a lot more content here to discuss. So, a Wolverine cosplayer tossed the mangaka the question that unexpectedly punched the emotional gut. Did Mashima base Fairy Tail, a story of friendship, on his personal life? That's when he spilled, "To tell you the truth, I wrote the story because I had no friends. My loneliness is what you're seeing." Of course, the room raised their hands to offer to be his friend. That's very cute, by the way. The panel didn't open with his tale of woe, with Mashima's first greeting the New York Comic-Con fans with a cheesy, "What's up, guys? My most proud moment is being the author of Fairy Tail. Let's have fun together today." This was his third visit to New York, and opted for New York Comic-Con, which once granted a meetup with the English dub cast of Fairy Tail. Fans whooped when he passed compliments to Todd for his impressive work as Natsu's English voice. On the stage, he also produced 2 drawings on live feed every time his hand manifested another character. The fans squealed. While it's public information, twice did Mashima find himself crediting Dragon Ball by the late Akira Toriyama, who passed away in March, as an inspiration for Fairy Tail. I can see it, and that's very beautiful. Did Mashima intend the Fairy Tail sequel? No, it was the decision of corporate. When I was working on the original series, it never occurred to me to have a sequel. To be clear, the 100 Years Quest is no less a labor of pride for Mashima, so the storyboarding and storyline development is all by me. There are moments where I'm even surprise him, Atsuo, in the direction where the story goes. So, basically, this interview is a very sweet heart-to-heart with an author and their fans, and it's very beautiful, man. It's really beautiful. Like, say whatever you want about Fairy Tail, Eden Zero, Remaster, or whatever, and the quality of the work. Hiro Mashima really is such a good person, such a good author, and I feel like a lot of people could live by his example in terms of just how he views things. He's a really good person. That's always the genuine vibe I've gotten from him over the years, and the more and more I learn about him, the more I respect him. I really do respect him, and I really, really did like what he did with Eden Zero. It was a good manga. It wasn't perfect, but it was good. And I'm not reading, obviously, Fairy Tail 100-Year Quest, gonna be honest there, but I I will say that he deserves his success, his love, and all that. And just seeing him be able to create something that was born out of loneliness and turn it into a boon and allow him to gain friends and stuff, I'm glad. I'm happy for him. It's a nice story to see. So I'll leave it at that. I wanted to bring a little bit of interesting mixed news. Like, for instance, it started off sad, but also turned into happy news. So I wanted to comment on this. But anyways, may all of you have a fantastic day or night wherever you live. Be safe and stay healthy. Chibi out.